Preface to the extant works of Saint Pacian of Barcelona. The works of Saint Pacian, which have been here subjoined, as they are kindred in subject, so may they be in some sort regarded as further fruits of the mind of Saint Cyprian, whose writings Saint Pacian quotes with reverence, and from whom he seems to have derived some of the texts he employs, his citations agreeing verbally also sometimes with Saint Cyprian. Of his life, all which is known is contained in the few words of St. Jerome, who dedicated his book De Viris Illustribus to his son Dexter, a prefect of the Praetorium, and his own friend, at whose suggestion it was written. Pacian, Bishop of Barcelona in the Pyrenees, of chastened eloquence, eminent for his life as for his writings, wrote various works, of which is the Cervus, and against the Novatians. He died lately in the reign of Theodosius in extreme old age, i.e. before AD 392, in which the 14th of Theodosius, St. Jerome wrote this book, Preface. He was born then probably about 30 years after the martyrdom of Saint Cyprian, was a younger contemporary of Hosius, and through him joined on to the Council of Eliberis, and the restoration of discipline in the Spanish Church. His memory was kept with great affection at Barcelona on May the 9th, on which he is commemorated in the Martyrologium Romanum in words taken from St. Jerome. It is of the good Providence of God that of the same Father works should have come down, vindicating the doctrine of the Church on penitence, as a doctrine against the heresy of Novatian, practically against the neglect of careless sinners. The Epistles to Sympronian and exhortation to penitence combined show how compatible are tenderness to the sinner with a strict and, as it would now seem, severe doctrine of penitence, that not earnest calls to a self-avenging and self-chastening penitence, but the denial of its fruits and the power of the keys, is the essence of Novatianism. Well versed as St. Pacian was in the writings of St. Cyprian, who also insists on the same acts of penitence, his language approaches more both in style and vividness of expostulation to that of Tertullian, whose work on penitence he claims as having been written by him while a Catholic. It is hoped that from this very combination his works might be useful in these days in which, for want of that more frequent special application of the power of the keys, which our Church suggests, any mention of more earnest penitence is thought to partake of the hard and uncompassionating heresy of Novatian. It remains to add that for the translation and the basis of the Index of St. Cyprian, the editors are indebted to the Reverend H. Carey, Master of Arts of Worcester College, and for St. Pacian with the Index to the Reverend C. H. Collyns, Master of Arts, student of Christ Church. For St. Cyprian, the Benedictine text has been adopted, except in some few cases, which have been noticed, in which that of Bishop Fell seemed preferable. For St. Pacian, the very valuable readings noted in the margin of the edition of Cardinal Aguirre from a Vatican manuscript of the 9th century, formerly belonging to the Queen of Sweden, have been employed. Almost all its readings are improvements of the text. Many places they clear up, in which the meaning was altogether obscured. They are marked in the margin as V or VAT. Some collations on the margin of the edition par 1538 Guyard in the Baudelaire, derived from a manuscript in the Royal Library at Paris, the source of which Dr. Bandenel kindly pointed out to the editor, have also been used. The manuscript, although a late one, in several places agrees with the Vatican manuscript. They are marked R. The editions were also consulted for the editor by Mr. Collyns. The collations of the Vatican manuscript are wanting on the De Baptismo, but neither had the text the same difficulty. E.B.P. Ember Week after Whitsunday, 1844.